Testing 1, 2, Wolfpack. All right. Hey, people, how you doing? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black Show. Glad that you could make it here tonight. Glad to see you. Welcome to my people on Periscope, YouTube, and Facebook. Let me go check real quick, make sure that we are streaming live on Facebook. Make sure Facebook people can hear us. Facebook people, how you doing? What's up, Rose and Uli and Linda and Maggie and Nicole and Rolf and George and Marjorie and Dion and Rebecca and Carrie and Linda and Kia. Looking good, Margarita. Good to have you. Ginger, how you doing? Bill, what's up? And Doreen. Doreen. Look at that. Stretch that out. She got a lot of E's in Doreen. What's up, Jorge? How you doing? Good to have you, Lynn. Kelly's in the house as well. What's up, Kelly? Even Evan, and Allison. Allison's in the house. All right. Rose is in the house. Very good, very good. We got a nice crew on Facebook. People tuned in. Facebook, do me a favor. Share this on your social media. Share it out. Let people know. You know, let them know you're watching your brother Tim Black, because we got some stuff to talk about today that's going to be kind of interesting. It's always interesting on the Tim Black Show, but like I'm going to put my foot in this one a little bit harder. Let's go to YouTube. Make sure YouTube people can hear us. Mike Thompson got it started good with some coffee. What's up, Mike? How you doing, man? That's what I forgot. I forgot my coffee. Thank you for the super chat, Mike. Shout out to my people on YouTube. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Let me scroll up a little bit. Jen is in the house, and David. David, okay, so our last winners, and I'm saying this now because I'm going to forget. Okay, so we have, every month we do a drawing, right? We do a drawing for Wolfpack members who submitted their information, so we can send them free stuff. So, David, 2 people won last time. David, I remember you. The other one, I think, is Chris. Anyway, they went out today. So give it up for our winners, and your stuff's in the mail. So you're going to get some stuff. All I ask is that you shoot a quick vid with your free stuff. That's all. Now you got to be fancy. If you don't want to be in the picture, that's fine. Just lay it down. Take your phone and be like, look what I got. We want to brag a little bit about how we take care of our people. All right, so back to people on YouTube. What is going on, Pickles? Is that Pickles? That's Pickles McGee. I love it. We got Katrina and Mike and Joe Famous and Nick and Bob for the kids is in the house. We got Josh. We got Kevin. We got Cheryl D and Jim Garrison. And we got 444. 444 says, greetings from Holland. I have no idea how you're supposed to sound or what the accent is in Holland. So I don't know if that sounded close or not. Greetings from Holland. I don't know. How you doing? Hey, what's up, Jill and Freedom? All right, guys. So let's get this cracking, Joey. Let's get it going, Joey. Now, same thing with YouTube, guys. YouTube, we're at 250. Can we get that to like 500? Can we let people know that the Tim Black Show is in the house, that the Wolfpack is here? Shortcake says, greetings from Canada. What's up, Shortcake? Thank you. Got any maple syrup? Send me some maple syrup, Shortcake. That's right. Let's do this. I'll send you some Maryland crabs. How about that? You winning, because I'm telling you, these Maryland crabs are the bomb. Now, they're out of season right now, so it's going to be a while, okay? It's going to be snail mail, okay? All right. Folks, I want to give a big shout-out to Brianna Joy Gray. Brianna Joy Gray is the national spokesperson for the Bernie 2020 campaign. Shout out to Brianna Joy Gray and the whole squad over there at Hear the Burn, because your brother Tim Black was on Hear the Burn. That's the podcast, live cast, video cast for the Bernie Sanders channel, the BernieSanders.com, more importantly, the BernieSanders.com website and podcast. So shout out to Justin as well, the NFL player Justin JJ, right? Justin Jackson, I think it is. I don't want to get his last name wrong. Anyway, we did the podcast, and it was great. Thank you, Brianna, for having us. Thank you for letting a brother participate with his favorite squad, the Bernie Sanders squad. And let's push this thing into the end zone, as Justin would say. Let's push it in the end zone. Let's take it to the house. So go to the Bernie Sanders website and look up the podcast, BernieSanders.com. Check out the podcast, and you'll see your brother Tim Black, and you'll hear me in Dolby Surround Sound or HD or whatever you call it. Right? All right. Okay, so Bernie Sanders today was on CNN. He did a town hall event on CNN, and he talked about some issues. Some questions were asked. We're going to have an assortment of those in this show tonight. I want to start with this one because I think this one is a good way to begin the show. All this talk about Bloomberg. All this riveting talk about Michael Bloomberg. And how Michael Bloomberg, it's amazing how many people are all of a sudden so affectionate and supportive of Michael Bloomberg. I had no idea he was so popular with the Democrats. I thought we didn't like rich billionaires who were bigots and misogynists and elitists. Yeah, I thought we were against that. I thought that's what we've been saying Trump was. Oh, so as long as it's a D on the name, by the way, he changes his name tag whenever he feels like it. One minute he's a Democrat, next minute he's a Republican. Then he's an independent. Then he's a Republican. Then he's a Democrat again. Don't matter. He got money. All we care about is the fact that he has dough, long dough. So Bernie Sanders today was asked a question during the town hall about Michael Bloomberg, and this is how he responded.
You know, Mr. Bloomberg has every right in the world to run for president of the United States. He's an American citizen. But I don't think he has the right to buy this election. You know, we pride ourselves on being the longest-standing democracy in the world, and we're proud of that. To me, what that means, one person, one vote. You want to run for president? You run for president. You got good ideas, maybe you win, maybe you don't win. But I do think it's a bit obscene that we have somebody who, by the way, chose not to contest in Iowa, in Nevada, in South Carolina, in New Hampshire, where all of the candidates, we did town meetings, we're talking to thousands and thousands of people working hard. He said, I don't have to do that. I'm worth $60 billion. I have more wealth than the bottom 125 million Americans. I'll buy the presidency. That offends me very much. And tomorrow night, you know, and what also offends me is, you know, I think we're going to take a look at his record. And there are a number of things about his record that I think the American people may not know. As the mayor of the New York City, he was very aggressive in pushing so-called stop and frisk. And what that meant, and it was very clear, no hiding this, that if you were black, if you are a Latino man and you walk down the street, the police had the right to grab you for no reason, throw you up against the wall, search you. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of African Americans and Latinos in New York City underwent that. And then finally, after he left and Bill de Blasio became mayor, they did away with stop and frisk, and you know what? Crime rate continued to go down. So his policies humiliated and offended hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people. And I think that is something that is worthy of discussion.
I find it very problematic and very telling that we have a Democratic Party that seems to not have a real problem with Michael Bloomberg being a sort of a kingmaker in this process. Yeah, you would think that we would have a little bit more scruples within a party that calls himself the Democratic Party, who loves to chastise others about ethics and about the rule of law and about constitutional rights and about equality. Doesn't seem to hold true when it's time to count those dollars, though, does it, Johnson? No, because we got money on the line, Tim Black, and when money's talking, we have to listen. Where I come from, you're supposed to stand up regardless to what's going on around you. If it's the right thing to do, you do the right thing. I love the way Bernie Sanders frames this. He says, hey, I don't got a problem with the guy running for president, but he shouldn't be able to buy his way in. Fairness, equality. He should have to do exactly what other candidates have had to do. How dare Michael Bloomberg be able to saunter in? Just saunter in with his money hanging out his pocket. Is that a $60 billion in your pocket, or you just happy to see me, Mike? He just waltzes in, not a care in the world. Hi. I'm Michael Bloomberg. I'm worth a lot of money. I don't have to listen to anyone or do any rules. That's for peasants to follow rules. Andrew Yang had to follow rules. Kirsten Gillibrand, follow rules. Beto O'Rourke, follow rules. Look at him, following rules. I don't have to follow rules. Look at Kamala Harris. She had to follow rules. I don't have to follow rules. I have $60 billion that says I don't have to follow a rule. It seems like it's true. I hear tell that he gave the DNC $300 million. Was it $300 million? No, it was $300,000. You know what $300? I'm sorry. Do you know how much $300,000 is to Michael Bloomberg? It's like this. It's trash. It's nothing to Michael Bloomberg. The man's billions make billions. So he's able to buy his way into the debates, put himself on the world stage without having to campaign, without having to stand. This is so offensive, guys. Let me lay into this a little bit. Like, Joe Biden is not one of my favorite people, but he's a human being who has put himself on the campaign trail. Think how well Joe Biden would be doing right now if he hadn't had the campaign. This be a different election, wouldn't it, Johnson? Part of the reason why Joe Biden is tanking is because he had to go before people and talk. It is a basic, fundamental part of the campaigning process that you have to be in front of voters. To be able to campaign by checkbook alone, by digital image alone, is a preposterous idea. It is a betrayal of our democracy. It is a lousy route. It's a cheapskate route. It is a sneaky, conniving, backstabbing, slippery, snaky, slithering, pathetic way in order to try to run an election, to try to steal an election. And you know what's even worse than a person who does something as underhanded as try to steal an election, trying to steal their seat, not earn their seat? You know what's even worse than that? The people that would allow him to do it. Yeah, because we can say whatever we want about what somebody wants to do. People want to do horrible things all the time. I know sometimes I'm driving and I'm on the right. I'm in the slow lane for whatever reason, and I see somebody on his shoulder trying to skip the traffic because there's an accident up there, and they trying to skip the traffic. I'm looking over, I'm like, hey, you need to have your ass in line with the rest of us. Who you think you are? That's Michael Bloomberg time 1,000. Because see, to Michael Bloomberg, rules don't apply to him. Bernie Sanders is right. If he wants to be in this race, that's his right. As a U.S. citizen, he has the right to run. I'm not trying to deny Michael Bloomberg his right to run. What I'm saying is he does not have the right to project himself into this race, to insert himself into this race without doing everything or the things, the cumbersome, the trips, the look, Bernie Sanders, God bless him, the man had a heart attack on the campaign trail. Are we going to not talk about this? They're using it against Bernie Sanders, so let's not talk. Let's talk about it. Bernie Sanders had a heart attack on the campaign trail. And you mean to tell me Michael Bloomberg, he didn't have to campaign at all? He didn't have to put himself through the rigors of jumping around state to state? I saw Elizabeth Warren losing her voice on the campaign trail, sounding like Raspy from the Little Rascals. Froggy. That's it, Froggy. Sounded like Froggy from the Little Rascals because her voice is gone from campaigning. You mean to tell me Bernie Sanders has a heart attack on the campaign trail? Elizabeth Warren loses her voice. Joe Biden loses his wits. And all that Bloomberg has to do, he can skip past all of that because he throws a couple of quarters at a broke DNC. He could just vote over all the rules. This is, someone said, Tim Black, what's going on is Donald Trump destroyed the Republican Party and Michael Bloomberg is destroying the Democratic Party. And all I'm going to tell you is that I don't think the Republicans had a choice. The Democrats have a choice. And they're choosing Bloomberg. They are choosing to allow this. And we can blame Tom Perez solely if we want to, make him the scapegoat. We know Tom Perez don't really make decisions. Come on, man. Tom Perez is not making a decision about who gets to be on that debate stage. Not really. I mean, we can pretend, we can suspend reality if we want to. We can pretend Tom Perez owns the DNC. He don't own the DNC. He barely owns the suit he wears. Nah, he's a guy carrying out instructions from the Democratic elite. Michael Bloomberg running in this race, jumping in front. Running in the race is one thing, but being able to get on the debate stage should never happen. And it only serves to further undermine the Democratic Party. So when the Democrats talk about how they're upset that people are badgering them online, when they talk about they don't understand what happened, don't blame Russia. Don't blame some Facebook ads that took place after the election. Don't blame mindless trolls or faceless trolls. Blame bad decisions, horrible decisions like this one. A decision that says, we're going to, and for a worse, it couldn't have been a worse person. I'd be upset if it was Mother Teresa that they're doing this for. I'd be like, Mother Teresa need to get her butt in line and work like the rest of us. But you mean the guy who's on record saying that one black kid is just the same as another black kid and they're all guilty, assume guilt, not innocent? That was the mayor of New York? Throw him up against the wall? Search him? This is the guy you throw your party away for? And I believe they all throw their party away with this. It's sad. It's beyond sad. It's humiliating. It's humiliating to all the good people that call themselves Democrats. There are a lot of good people that call themselves Democrats. I can't call myself a Democrat. Case in point, Michael Bloomberg. I mean, there are people who will fight for their party. They believe in their party. They want their party back. But when you make decisions that allow Michael Bloomberg to leapfrog and jump into this race and totally disrespect. Just imagine you have been working your butt off for over a year. Like I pointed out, me, not a John Delaney fan. John Delaney camped out in Iowa for a year and a half, almost 2 years, working his butt off. He's another guy with a lot of money, but he went to work. He worked. He didn't just jump in at the last minute and say, put me in the debates. Here goes some money, dummy. Put me in. It's disrespectful as hell. The only saving grace to any of this is that hopefully there'll be some tough answers or tough questions posed to Michael Bloomberg. But I doubt it because Michael Bloomberg is worth so much money. I doubt the moderators at the debates tomorrow will have the gall, the unmitigated gall, the challenge to double challenge Michael Bloomberg on that debate stage. If they don't, if they let him moonwalk his way, saunter around that stage, I don't think there's any saving him. That's how serious this is. So and ironically, the only thing that can save them from Michael Bloomberg at this point is the person. Oh, you're going to see what the Democrats are really made of, because the only person that can save them now is Bernie Sanders. Karma, motherfucker, karma. All right. Woo! That's only it. That's it. The only chance they got. The guy they've been undermining and marginalizing since 2015 is the only person that can save them from Michael Bloomberg. He'd save the country from him. He'd save the world from him. It's amazing, man. I'll tell you, it's something, isn't it? And the reason why I say this, Bernie Sanders is the only thing standing between destruction of the Democratic Party, total destruction. We're talking dystopian. We're talking road warriors. We're talking apocalypse now. We're talking end of days. Michael Bloomberg is Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is the only one who can pull them back from the fire. And the reason why I say that is because of this.
New NBC News Wall Street Journal poll, hot off the presses, as the cliche likes to say, because all of the data points point to one thing. Bernie Sanders now has the inside track to win the Democratic nomination. Let me repeat. Bernie Sanders now has the inside track. He has opened up a double-digit lead over a very bunched-up second tier, basically a four-way tie for second. Sanders' lead has grown even though his support didn't move one iota after Iowa, New Hampshire. He was at 27% before the first two. He sits at 27% now. So what's all happening? Well, Joe Biden's support is tumbling, while rival moderates like Michael Bloomberg and Pete Buttigieg are rising. But they're all crowded together with Elizabeth Warren, leaving one man, Bernie Sanders, the clear leader. But even if this field winnows down to a head-to-head matchup between Sanders and, say, a more moderate candidate, how about the delegate leader, Pete Buttigieg, or the billionaire, Michael Bloomberg? Well, Sanders still has an overwhelming lead. He would be an overwhelming favorite against both of those gentlemen if matched up one-on-one. But there are a lot of Democrats who are going to be wringing their hands because concerns about the issue of electability with Bernie Sanders. Voters are the least enthusiastic and comfortable with a candidate who identifies him or herself as a socialist, or who recently had a heart attack, or who's over 75 years old. All things that describe Bernie Sanders. He has plenty of potential issues, and emphasis on the word potential, depending on the strategy of his Democratic rivals. They have yet to exploit these issues. Our poll also shows both Joe Biden and Michael Bloomberg are the two Democratic candidates best equipped, if you believe the poll numbers, to beat President Trump nationally. They do much better than Sanders. Meanwhile, in the wake of his impeachment acquittal, President Trump's approval rating now matches his all-time high in our poll, 47%. And get this, his approval rating among self-described independents is now above 50% for the very first time. And in a sign of how unrestrained President Trump feels right now, today he commuted the sentence. against the wishes of Illinois Republicans, by the way. But he commuted the sentence of former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich, which seems to be Trump sending the message that he is okay with decriminalizing political corruption. Blagojevich was impeached and removed from office in 2009 for trying to sell the Senate seat left open by Barack Obama.
Yeah. So there you go. There it is. Bernie Sanders is the one in the lead right now. He's the front runner. Believe it or not, it's happened. Imagine how far ahead Bernie Sanders would be if, I don't know, if they gave him favorable coverage. You know, favorable coverage on par with Joe Biden's coverage. Remember that? Remember Joe Biden, everywhere we looked, he was the most electable candidate? Where is all of the coverage of Bernie being the most electable? I'm just wondering. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the fact that Chuck Todd is having to eat crow and have to admit that Bernie Sanders is a favorite. But hell, you can go to any betting website and see that. It's been that way for weeks, Johnson. Where you been? Consulting your neighborhood shrink or trying to grapple with the idea that Bernie Sanders could actually do this? Or maybe you were visiting a palm reader. Forget what you call a palm reader. Trying to make sure that there wasn't some other outcome that could be feasible. Look, here's the deal, man. Here's the deal. You're going to pretend that this is an even playing field and that we're going to treat Bernie Sanders the same way we treated Joe Biden. And we're going to say day in and day out how electable he is and how inevitable he is. And then we're going to go a step further. We're going to treat Bernie Sanders like you treated Hillary Clinton and say that anyone who challenges him hates Jews. Yeah, because that's what you use with Hillary, right? I mean, this is the type of support they've offered for other candidates who were in the lead. Because at the end of the day, they really want to see the Democratic Party defeat Donald Trump. And if that's the case, and I'm wrong when I say the Democratic Party would prefer to have more Trump than have Bernie because Bernie topples their system. He's a threat to the institutional elitism. He's a threat to the military-industrial complex. He's a threat to private prisons and the prison-industrial complex. He's a threat to the fossil fuel industry. He's a threat to all of these special interests, the big pharmaceuticals. He's a threat to all of these institutions in this country that take advantage of the working people, the backbone, the true Americans. People making it happen. People raising their families on salaries that haven't increased or saw a lick of uptick. Not the elites who have been eating at the trough since Barack Obama, since Bill Clinton, the ones who get overjoyed when they hear about the stock prices. I mean, most Americans don't even own stock. Heck, most Americans don't even have pensions. They don't even benefit from this crap that they keep on gloating about, how the economy's doing so well. No, we're talking about the Americans. The Americans who haven't really seen a raise since the 80s. Not if you adjust it for inflation. So if they gave Bernie Sanders the same amount of special attention that they've given the other front runners and the more preferred centrist front runners of the Democratic Party, I'm sure these numbers would balloon. They would explode. Think of the story of Bernie Sanders. He marched with King. Oh, man, if he was a centrist, oh. Woo! If Bernie sold us out, he'd already been president. Think of the story. Think about it. We got the first Jewish president who marched with King. The guy got arrested, chained to a black woman, fighting for desegregation. Ooh, it writes itself. Folks, this writes itself. Why isn't it a story? There should be a movie. Now, don't get me wrong, for my friends at Right Brain Studios, they put out a couple documentaries. I love those guys. They got a new documentary now called Nightcrawlers. They put out something in 2015. The revolution won't be televised. But I'm talking about a big budget studio. Yeah, big budget studio. Where's George Lucas with this one? The Bernie Sanders story. from a working class family in New York City, from a one-room apartment. He was born. He was born to become president. Oh, the story of family on modest means, going to college and fighting for civil rights. Oh, it's a great story. It's a humbling story. His trials and tribulations and losing elections and winning elections, and from Burlington mayor to congressperson to senator to presidential candidate to president. Oh, it's a story. Why aren't they telling that story, Johnson? Why isn't that the topic of conversation? I tell you why. You know why, because I know you. You're smart. You're smart. You're smart. You know why. Because he hadn't sold us out. You know, we get a lot of detractors and pushback from a lot of folks for a lot of reasons, okay? But some of them, honest actors, some not so honest. But one thing, if you are an honest actor, you would have to agree that if Bernie was like Hillary, if Bernie was like Joe Biden, if Bernie was like Pete Buttigieg, if Bernie was like Amy Klobuchar, they'd be pushing Bernie like they push these other candidates. I mean, come on, guys. Why aren't they? So, yeah. Bernie's the favorite to win it all. I expect more trickery. I don't know about you, Johnson. I expect more trickery. I expect more games to be played. We're looking forward to Nevada. Nevada's right here, guys. Saturday. It's going down. Tomorrow we got a debate. We'll watch the questioning. Bernie's the front runner. I expect a lot of incoming. I expect Bernie to battle back. It's a big deal. And they're using all types of slanders and bashing and all types of narratives to tear down the Bernie Sanders campaign. One of their favorite narratives is that the evil Bernie bros. Yeah, the evil Bernie bros, this weird contortion of, this weird mixture of young white guy living in his mom's basement and racist, bigoted, virulent, abusive, online, faceless person who hates everything that's not Bernie Sanders and attacks people online every day. That's all this thing does is, I don't know what it is. Doesn't have a real name, has a weird numbers, or doesn't have a picture. I don't know what it is, but it's this weird abomination that's been created. This narrative, this evil. Not unlike The Outsider on HBO, I think it is. There's a tale of this weird thing from the dark that feeds on the pain and the agony of others. And I don't know. It gets into, I don't know what it is. That's what the Bernie bro thing is. It's a creation. It's dragged out and used. Well, Bernie Sanders spoke to this issue about Bernie supporters being too something, I don't know, during the CNN town hall. And I got to say, well done.
Hello, Senator Sanders. So I'm a big supporter, but for those who still need to hear it, will you condemn the Bernie bro behavior?
I will condemn absolutely anybody, including my campaign or any other campaign.
Hello, Senator Sanders. So I'm a big supporter, but for those who still need to hear it, will you condemn the Bernie bro behavior?
I will condemn absolutely anybody, including my campaign or any other campaign, that makes vicious personal attacks against people. What our people are involved in, we are a campaign which believes in compassion, which believes in justice. So I don't tolerate ugly attacks against anybody. But let me just say this. Talk to the people in my campaign, often the African-American women in this campaign. Talk to my wife about the kind of ugly attacks that have come into us. So right now, which is a very serious national problem, we have an internet which is essentially the Wild West. Somebody could say, hey, I'm Anderson Cooper, and Zippo say some ugly things. And right now that cannot be stopped. All right? So yes, I want to have this campaign focus on the important issues facing the American people. I've just said a moment ago, as I've said many times, I'm going to support, if I don't win this thing, I'm going to support somebody else who wins it. All right, and I don't want to see terrible personal attacks. We can disagree on the issues, not personal attacks. But that is not just my campaign. We got millions of supporters out there. We've got millions and millions of supporters, and I dare say 99.9% are people who would never, ever do that. And I urge other candidates also to be mindful of these ugly personal attacks that have come into my campaign.
I just want to follow up on that because some of some of the other candidates have raised this issue, and I want you to be able to respond to what they said. It's been raised by Bloomberg. Also, former Vice President Biden said that you have some accountability. The Culinary Union, Nevada's largest labor union, said some of its members face online harassment after they announced concerns about Medicare.
Well, you know, as I said, I am two things. Number one, I'm totally against online bullying and harassment. And I condemn anybody who claims to speak. But, you know, I have a hard time understanding, given my views, which everybody knows, how anybody who thinks they are supporting me would do some ugly and terrible thing. But also, let me just say this, and I don't want to be overly paranoid here, is that, you know, we live in a crazy time. And there are a lot of folks out there who do bots and all this other thing. I saw some of those things. And there are people out there who want to divide the progressive movement. I am the strongest, perhaps lifetime supporter of unions in the United States Congress. The idea that anybody who works with me would make a vicious attack against the union leader just because we disagree on an issue is incomprehensible to me. And you know what? I'm just not sure that that's true. And anybody out there who claims to be a Bernie Sanders supporter, we work with the unions. This is a union-led campaign. We believe in unions. We will never attack union leadership, and we will not attack people on a personal basis. We can have a debate about the issues, but I do not believe in online bullying. End of discussion.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, there it is. Now, will this be the last time he has to address this issue? Will those who repeatedly beat the drums of, I'm so offended by Bernie Sanders supporters, will they calm down now? Will they come off their high horse and accept this is the internet? And if you are on a national stage and you are, folks, Bernie Sanders is a rock star. He's got a lot of people that support him. You know what would happen if you went on a network and you degraded, I don't know, if you shamefully slandered Beyonce? Do you have any idea what would happen to you? Gayle King recently made a comment about Kobe Bryant. Brought up an issue about Kobe Bryant. And the entire internet came for her. Is it Kobe Bryant's fault? I'm just wondering. Like, what are we doing? This is the internet. This is how it works. If you go after someone who's well-liked, people that support him maybe a bit too much, or support her maybe a bit too passionately, will come for you. This is what happens on the internet. No one has a problem when people that they don't know on the internet kiss their asses. Oh, no, that's not a problem. You don't mind the adoration, the admiration, and the love from people you don't know. Those are fine. But let there be people who dislike what you say or who are not so admiring of your words or of your statements or positions. Now, if you are a public figure and you put yourself out as a public figure, look, I'm a black man who's been on the internet since 2012. I've had to block the word nigger off of my YouTube channel. Most of the time was because I kept using it. But no, joking. No, but I had to block it to catch it in the comment section because it was used so much. So don't come to me about how you're so offended that someone said you were a duty head on Twitter. I've literally been chased off the internet, chased around the internet for years. It's what happens. Welcome to the internet. Sorry you didn't know how this thing works. There's this thing called a block button, though. You may have heard of it. It's there. It's built into every social media platform that you use that you can utilize it. You can block any person who's harassing you. So this should be a non-issue. This should not be something that you should not have to, you should not have to speak to it. Bernie should not have to repeatedly be chastised. We all know what they're doing. Do you really care? Or are you just using this to try to hurt Bernie Sanders? I think you're using it to hurt Bernie Sanders. Now, unlike some people, I understand why Bernie has to do this. I've worked in corporate America. I know how corporate America works. Right? Sometimes you got to say things. Sometimes you got to plug a hole. Sometimes the fight is not worth it. What does Bernie? There are people who don't know the internet like other people do, and all they're doing is reading the headlines. And then they say, well, Bernie's people are harassing women. Then they ask Bernie to apologize and talk to his people, and Bernie refused to. That story will get more legs than you and I going, why is he always apologizing? See, that doesn't work. She has to jump out in front. But in this case, Bernie did say, hey, it's not just my people. He said that before. It's not just my people. I don't control these people. I don't condone it. I'm not about bullying, or I'm not for bullying. I work with the unions. I respect unions. We're a union party. Let's not contribute to this, but let's not pretend. And I love this part. I love it. Because I'm one of the few people, well, I'm not one of the few, there's some other people, but I want to take my credit. I've seen Senator Nina Turner being harassed by the same types of people who sit around chastising Bernie Sanders and Bernie Sanders supporters. I've seen it myself. For years, they have been degrading this black woman. I don't see articles written about it. I don't see corporations or unions or anyone degrading or pointing out how horrible they've treated her. And for that matter, several others. Susan Sarandon, Nina Turner, just to name a couple. Where's the demand of apology for their supporters? Who do they vote for? I got a feeling they didn't vote for Bernie Sanders. I got a feeling they're not Bernie supporters. So whose supporters are the ones who chase Susan Sarandon, Nina Turner, me, Sean King, and all the others around the internet on almost a daily basis, just because they disagree with our point of view? It's like we got to just take it. And you know what? It's not fair, guys. It's not fair. But here's the deal. Here's the deal, guys. Bernie Sanders is fighting to become the nominee from the Democratic Party. The issues and the policies that we want implemented are too important to jeopardize it over a pissing match over who's right or wrong. Okay? So I know it's painful. It's frustrating as hell. Of course, there are some bad apples in every bunch. There always will be. And it's frustrating as hell that we have to put up with it. It's bad that Bernie has to apologize for us. And they're not apologizing for you or me, because we're not doing it. I make fun of people, but I don't trash people personally. I go after people on policy. I went after Kamala Harris and Amy Klobuchar, Beto O'Rourke, Pete Buttigieg, Joe Biden, and now I'm going after Michael Bloomberg. It's the policies. Nina Turner told me, she said, hard on policy, soft on people. So yeah, guys. We're there. We're right there. We're right there at the doorway. We're going to need to open our door and let more people in And if we don't want this narrative, we need to fight back this narrative. I understand why Bernie has to do this. I understand why he feels the need to try to quell people's fears that there's some online scourge. All I can say, and I'm going to close this segment up, and I'm just going to say this. All those people out there who are very sensitive, I'm not saying you're not being beat up on or harassed or whatever. I don't know, okay? But if that's the case, there are a lot of sites you should not go to. One would be the comments section on any Mediaite video. Don't go there, okay? Because you don't want to witness the horrible language there. Don't go to Reddit. And whatever you do, don't go to 4chan. Oh, God. Don't go to 4chan or 8chan or any chans. You go to the Chan restaurant, but don't go to 4chan or 8chan, because I'm trying to tell you, if your sensibilities cannot tolerate, because Twitter doesn't really allow that much, really. I mean, Twitter, you can just hit the button and report. Like, some sites don't have that. So all I'm saying is I would hate for you to not be able to sleep at night because you visited the comment section of some of these online magazines where they don't have really any monitoring. Who would you blame then? Just yourself, Johnson, for going there to begin with. Okay. Whew. Well, we're going to take a break. We're going to come right back, guys. Share this on social media. It's going to be a short break, like 30 seconds. Let me promote my Tim Black gear. We got cool stuff, and I wanted people to check it out. We'll come back. We'll talk about what happened. This is Bloomberg. There was a heated argument today about Michael Bloomberg. You don't want to miss it. Popular demand, Johnson is here. I have new Johnson designs in my shop. If you want to pick them up, check them out. They are hilarious, they are revolutionary, and they're all Johnson. You're going to love them, man. Check them out. Both parties suck, Johnson. It's one of my favorites. Independent media only, Johnson. Keep it real. We are all Johnson. We are. We're one big community, guys. Go check it out. Independent media only. Johnson's in the house. Both parties suck, Johnson. We are here. They got a special going on right now. Free shipping. Get it today. Wolfpack. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there who do not watch The View, but today was different. It was different because today they talked about something that I think needs to be highlighted. Today they talked about Michael Bloomberg and him entering the debates that are going to occur tomorrow, and also about his run with the Democratic Party. Guys, you don't want to miss this. Here goes a little bit of what happened, and then here goes my opinion of it.
Video of weekend, someone sent me this video of Mayor Bloomberg when he was announcing actually an initiative for black and brown men, and I think it was several $1 million initiative. I think we have that clip.
There's this enormous cohort of black and Latino males aged, let's say, 16 to 25, that don't have jobs, don't have any prospects, don't know how to find jobs, don't know what their skill sets are, don't know how to behave in the workplace where they have to work collaboratively and collectively.
See, and the problem that I have with it, he's saying black and brown boys between the ages of 16 and men 25 don't know how to behave in the workplace. I have to tell you, one of the things that we do teach our boys at home is how to respect their elders, how to work collaboratively with others. And so, you know, when I was coming up and working in the workplace, I can't begin to tell you how many privileged white kids that I worked with that didn't know how to collaborate with others. And so it just seems to me that, you know, he's a little tone deaf because of his background when it comes to the community. And while he may be able to beat Trump, because in my view, he's been a Republican, he's been an independent, he needs a vice president that understands the community. If he were to announce Stacey Abrams as his vice presidential pick, he would be able to convince me. And generally, vice presidential picks don't mean a lot to me, but for him, he needs that. So I'm saying it. If he were to announce that kind of pick early on, I think that would be a winning.
Well, as I said the other day, he did a lot for the black community, too.
But when he was announcing that initiative,
Yeah.
that's what he said, Joy.
Well, the
Yeah.
Washington
So that's
Post
the problem
also
that he had.
Well, I
dug up a
can't
lawsuit.
speak, so I don't know what he's talking
But
about.
there's a lot here. First of all, that's 2011 on PBS. That's not something
Yeah.
he said after a few drinks, like at dinner privately.
Exactly.
That's something he said on air. So where there's
this is-
smoke, there's just one
Right,
second.
yeah.
He also there's a lawsuit the Washington Post dug up where he was sued for saying there was a woman who was having trouble finding a nanny for her child, and he said it's a blanking baby. It doesn't know the difference between you and anyone else. All you need is some black who doesn't even have to speak English to rescue it from a burning building.
You know, all I
So
have to say-
but I'm just saying, you want to go up against Trump and you want to take the moral high ground, Democrats. I don't know if this guy is going to be the
All
one.
I have to
who
say,
put
there
your
are very
character
fine
up
people on
against-
both sides.
against Trump.
That was in Charlottesville.
Yeah.
He said that removing
not-
Confederate monuments was trying to take away our
But you
culture.
want to
This
take
is
the moral
Trump.
high ground.
Belittled the Black Lives Movement. He questioned whether Barack Obama.
not defending Trump
was-
because I'm
well, who
attacking
are you?
Bloomberg.
What are you saying then? Who
I'm
are you
saying
gonna
that
vote
I'm saying
for?
that you're
You said you
shiny,
wouldn't vote for a
sparkly.
Democrat,
I'm
so
saying
who are
you're
you voting
shiny,
for?
sparkly guy who's surging right now. Which, by the way, everybody surges in primary politics.
yeah, I did
remember
point
when
that out
Gingrich
last
did
week.
and
Percent.
Herman Cain did. Every candidate surges at one point or another.
He still
Because
thinks
he's a-
the Central Park Five
because
are
he's
guilty.
a sparkly
That's right.
little.
You know?
Because you know what? I just think it's so interesting that you have a problem that we are talking about a candidate the way we would any other candidate. He just happens to be at the top getting the attention right now, which is why we're talking about it right now. What? I'm supposed to give Bloomberg a pass? Not on this show.
I'd like
not
to know
with this host.
I'd like to know who you're going to vote for. Who are you voting for?
Who I vote for is none of your business, but I am not voting for Trump, and I'm sure as hell not voting for Bloomberg.
So then you're not going to vote.
Okay?
So
It's
you're
none
not
of your
gonna vote.
business.
So
You're not voting for Trump, and you're not voting for a
Who I
Democrat. You
vote for-
said that
you know,
already.
You guys have done a piss poor
You know
job
what?
of convincing me that I should vote for a Democrat.
We're going to be right back. We have a legal note, Sonny.
Yes, we have a legal note. Bloomberg has denied allegations of past racist, misogynistic statements.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Well, he's denied them and he's also apologized.
Yeah.
well, that is at least something.
It is.
You know, now here's the interesting. I mean, nobody asked me, but I just, I just kind of feel like we have all of this floating around. This has been floating around, all of it, from everybody. This is not new verbiage from Trump. It's not new verbiage from Bloomberg. It's not new verbiage. You know, everybody has stepped in it.
Yeah.
You know, and so I guess I can't get freaked out until somebody apologizes for the grab 'em by. Apologize. Once you apologize for that, then I'll get mad about everything else. But
right.
I want everybody to stop eating each other, trying to get in front. There is a fight that people have to pay attention to, and if we're only going to eat each other every day, you know, I'm not going to watch. You know, because there's other stuff that I'm worried about that I feel like they should be worried about. And if everybody's going to be pulled up by their short hairs because of stuff that they've said in the past, everybody better get in line.
Yeah.
Everybody better get in line because everyone has said something that has offended someone at some point.
Well, yeah.
Lord have mercy. All right, I can't do that no more. I'm sorry. I want to apologize for making you have to watch that, and me making you watch that. All right, so I'm gonna start with Whoopi just because she's the last one who spoke. You know, it's not just stuff that Bloomberg said; it's things he did. Yeah, it's things he did. Like, I don't know, like stop and frisk. He ramped it up. He accelerated stop and frisk, and he then he defended it for 10 years afterwards, whatever. 5 million stops and frisks of people that netted, I don't know, maybe 2% of anything. It's a horrible policy. Unconstitutional. He only stopped it because it was unconstitutional, ruled unconstitutional by a court of law. The statements that Michael Bloomberg made are compounded by his actions. Talk to people that lived in New York. Talk to young black people that lived in New York. Young Latino people who lived in New York during the time of Michael Bloomberg. In fact, I'm going to do a segment with former residents of New York during Michael Bloomberg's tenure and his realm, his wave of stop and frisk terror, just to get their reactions, Whoopi. Then you'll give a damn about it, and you'll see it's not just Trump said something one time and Bloomberg said something, so it's a wash. No, it's not a wash. It's not a wash. Okay, so now, Joy says, but he did a lot for the black community. You know, as a member of the black community, I don't think he did enough. I don't think there's any amount you could do that's enough for an elitist scumbag for them to get my vote. I mean, I know you probably don't have this consideration, but I do. So regardless to what he did an initiative, after what? Oh, after violating as many black people as humanly possible, potentially violated my sons? Oh, now it was supposed to be thankful because he had a plan or he had a workshop or you know what? Take a workshop and shove it, okay? It's not enough. It's not enough. Sonny did a good job in this segment, but let's not forget she's the same one who said that Stacey Abrams should be a VP pick. Let me get this right. Let me think about this now. So you're telling me that Michael Bloomberg, all these horrible things you said were true, right? Well, about Michael Bloomberg, all these horrible things that he did was true, okay? And his horrible statements, very problematic. All that you stand by it. But all that is nullified if he goes and gets Stacey Abrams to run as his VP. Hail to the nah. Hail to the nah. No, first of all, Stacey Abrams herself is problematic. She's bought and paid for by Bloomberg. So you don't get to give me someone who's bought and paid for by Bloomberg to somehow keep Bloomberg in line. She's not going to keep Bloomberg in line. Bloomberg keeps her in line. What are you talking about? No. Bad is bad. Now you got bad VP and bad presidential candidate. No, it's just two bads. Two bads don't make a right. Two bads don't make a Bernie. I'm sorry, that's not going to work for me. Number 3. Meghan McCain, she said something that made sense. She said, if you go with Michael Bloomberg, you lose the moral high ground. And you do, Johnson. I mean, not that it's been working for you, but, because looking at the approval rating of Donald Trump right now, he's doing pretty well. I mean, after Russia, that you couldn't prove. Now we got this. And now you want to run Michael Bloomberg. Well, before this, there was, of course, the impeachment. Okay? So, we know how that turned out. We got to do it. Okay, fine. We did it. Okay. Now as people are more resilient, now they feel more electrified. We knew that was going to happen, right? But now you compound that by floating a Michael Bloomberg? Really? I mean, Michael Bloomberg's so racist, Trump called him racist. They're the same guy, Johnson. So how can you say Trump's a bad guy if Michael Bloomberg, who I've seen pictures of him hanging out with, is his friend or was his friend up until 2016 when Trump ran for president? How can you say Trump's horrible when Michael Bloomberg and Trump are the same guy? Give or take a foot or 8 inches and 100 pounds. Or 200 pounds, or whatever, okay? All right. I don't know. What else we got? Whoopi makes no sense. She keeps talking. She said, this bad stuff, people say bad things, is floating around. Everybody steps in it. No, Whoopi, it's not just words. I know that everybody on that stage, I know you guys made a lot of money. Whoopi, I know I know you're well off and you're in a whole nother world. I understand that. But understand this. Bloomberg is a horrible scumbag. I don't care how much money he has. We don't judge people by money. We judge them by what they've done. And what he's done makes him in the group of racists and bigots, same group you want to put the worst offenders on the Republican ticket on. So those people are not people we should support. Now, I know Judge Judy's and Whoopi Goldberg's. You people, I get it. I get it. It's George Carlin told me it's a big club and we ain't in it. I understand that. But let me tell you this. If it's up to us, and it's going to be up to us, people like Michael Bloomberg will not be allowed to be leaders of our country. It's bad enough Trump slid in. You don't fight bad with worse. And to me, and to a lot of people, not just me, Ben Dixon, we've been talking. Bloomberg is worse than Trump in a lot of ways. And what makes him worse, let me put a fine point on this. What makes him worse is that you're choosing Trump. You're choosing Bloomberg. You didn't choose Trump, so you're choosing Bloomberg. That right there should not happen. I don't care how much money the man has. He is a no from the dough. He's a no from the dough. That should be a button. No from the dough. Bloomberg, no from the dough. I got a no Joe button. I'm going to have a no Bloomberg. Bloomberg, no from the dough. Bloomberg, bloom, don't rebloom, de-bloomed. No bloom, okay? No bloom. It's always interesting when, it's weird, right? It's weird as hell, man, when Meghan McCain ends up being the voice of reason on The View. It's like, it keeps happening. Racist. And then you see the letter he slid, like the legal letter. Here goes the legal letter from Michael Bloomberg's people. He denies any racist or bigoted or misogynist statements. No, you deny that should be our perception of them. But it's in the eye of the beholder, Johnson. And sounded racist as hell to say, yeah, black kids from this age to that age don't have this, don't have that. They don't have home training. They're not civilized. They're animals. That's basically what you said. And like giving money doesn't really justify it. That doesn't change my opinion of it. All right. So like doing all this talk about Bloomberg, no one's really talking about Biden, which make Biden sad. Yeah, it pisses Biden off because Biden thinks, Biden was running. He was doing his thing. First things first, I was running for president. I was out there with my boy Barack, and second thing. I was at some rallies, and I told people if they didn't like what I had done when I was vice president under the Biden-Obama administration, that they should go vote for Bernie Sanders. I shouldn't have said that. Third things third. While I've been campaigning, I've been making a lot of mistakes on the campaign trail. I've been talking. I shouldn't do that. I should run away from cameras. Fourth things fourth. Bloomberg's worse to me, okay? Bloomberg's worse to me. That's it. I'm going to go with that. That's what we're going to use from here on. Come on, man. You want to do some push-ups? Want to do some sit-ups? Come on now. Let's do some push-ups, some sit-ups. And then remember that Bloomberg is worse than Biden. That's the new campaign slogan. Bloomberg, worse than Biden. Go with Biden. Here goes Simone Sanders trying to defend Joe Biden. The choices we make, boy. The choices we make.
Weekend, someone sent me.
Are you concerned that in some ways Mayor Bloomberg's campaign with his amount of money has essentially tried to push Biden out of the race to the point of, Bernie's playing along with it too, because both Bernie and Bloomberg benefit for now with having each other as a foil?
Chuck, I find it so interesting because Mike Bloomberg has not won a single delegate. He is not on the ballot in a single early state. He has not yet graced the debate stage. In my opinion, he is unvetted, and he has spent the bulk of this week weathering headlines, if you will, on everything from his advocation and expansion of stop and frisk to sexual harassment in his company to today what he has said about transgender people in America. So honestly, I think that while the Bloomberg campaign and whomever else would like to imagine a world where Vice President Biden is not a viable candidate, the reality is he is. So tomorrow on the debate stage, Chuck, there will be a number of candidates, but only one person who is ready on day one to be commander-in-chief, and that is Joe Biden. So we look forward to seeing everyone on the debate stage tomorrow to have a very critical conversation about health care, guns, and all of the issues in between.
Well, if you listen to me when I talk, you would understand what I'm trying to say. It really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And when I say stuff, I just say stuff. I just throw stuff against the wall. You have no idea how much it pains me to have to sit up here and defend Joe Biden. He's a horrible campaign. This is a horrible campaign, a horrible message, a horrible everything. He's a horrible speaker. He has a horrible track record. And I don't believe I should have supported him or that I should have left the Bernie Sanders campaign. But I needed money and I like red bottoms, and it's really nice to be able to shop nice places and to go do nice things. And Chuck, I don't think you understand how really hard and horrible it is to be me right now. This sucks. I go to sleep with a liquor bottle every night. And sometimes I can't do it anymore, but I do it every day. I get up, I clean myself up, I go back out there again, and I do it again because, God darn it, I got a mortgage to pay, and the sister got to work, and the sister got to eat, and I like eating, and I like working, and I like living indoors. So you know what? I do what I have to do. I sit up here and I defend Joe Biden, the indefensible, horrible Joe Biden. And come on, man, and talking about doing push-ups and sit-ups, you know how hard it is to defend someone who talks about fighting people, potential voters on the campaign trail? I can't believe it. He actually threatens voters. He tells voters to go vote for other people, and I'm supposed to defend him? I'm supposed to come up here, Chuck, come on. Woo! If I didn't need to get my hand done, I'd be out of here so quick. You just don't understand what I go through, Chuck. And I can't wait until tomorrow to watch Joe Biden implode. So my job will be done. Maybe his eye will explode, and this will all be over, and I'll be able to just go back and get a job doing something else. Whew. Thank you, Chuck. Moment of silence for Simone Sanders' career, please. Enough. Last thing, guys. Some people say, Tim Black, you should not be talking bad about Amy Klobuchar. You only do it because she's a woman. I say, no, I do it because she's a horrible woman. You left the horrible part out. That's important to add that part. And also, she's a cop, and she's a bad cop, bad prosecutor. Hit her with the bad prosecutor part because it's true. And I was bad. I was hard on Kamala. You didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. Well, just to show you, just to proof, more proof in the pudding about how bad it is, I not only think that Amy Klobuchar has a horrible record and she's a horrible prosecutor and she doesn't have a real message, and her whole message is shut up and just stop hoping for stuff and shut up and stop trying to change things. That should be a campaign slogan. Not the best slogan, okay? Not the best slogan. Unless you're a elitist and you're doing well right now and everything's good. Like, they don't need nothing to change. Like, that's the thing. Amy Klobuchar voters are people who should just have tattooed on themselves, I don't need things to change. I'm doing just fine. That should be their bumper sticker. Put that on the bumper sticker, Amy Klobuchar supporters, because that's the reality of your existence. That's why you support Amy Klobuchar, because you're doing fine. You don't need change. Change, it don't make sense to you, because why would you want to change it? You're already killing it. Okay, but if it's any doubt left in the minds of anybody watching why I think that Amy Klobuchar is a horrible candidate, check this out.
You want to talk about powerful women? There is one right there. It's Gio. Thank you so much, Gio. Thank you so much. I am just so honored to be here with all of you. So powerful in each of your own ways. And I want you first to know how much your union is doing for you. It is not easy out there, you know that, to try to make sure that the wages are good, and they're still not good enough, but they have done everything to fight for you and to fight for your health care, right? And that is what so much of these debates that you're seeing are about health care and making sure that you get to keep your health care, and then we make it even stronger. So let me tell you first about me. My name is Amy. When I took Spanish in 4th grade, my name was Elena. They gave me the name me llamo Elena because I couldn't roll my R's very, very well. And so it was E-L-E-N-A. And I am just, first, my story is this. I stand on the shoulders of immigrants myself. I didn't come...
Is this thing on? Sorry. Hi, everyone. I suck at talking to people. I just suck at talking to people. I shouldn't talk to people. I'm going to offend every Latino here. Yeah, let me tell a Latino story. When I was in 4th grade, I rest my case, man. She is horrible. Horrible. Let me look. First of all, my name is Amy, and I like Taco Bell and lawn trimmings and roses. I mean, and Corona's good beer. It's such a great beer. I love drinking it. And if we had more Coronas, then everything would be fine because we could just drink Coronas and dance. And I like Telemundo. And vote for me, please. You know, there's a level of pandering. Like a certain amount of pandering is okay because it's a little bit like, it's like, you know, it makes you feel good a little bit. You know what I mean? Like a little cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, someone's like, Tim, man, I like the, you know, cool black, you know, love that, man. You real cool, man. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's a little way you call me black, but yeah, that's cool, man. You know, or whatever, you know, I like your bald head, you know, cool, you know. Tim Black, you know, a lot of hip-hop phrases. Okay, then cool. But then things go too far. Yeah, you go from being complimentary and little, you know, I don't know, flattery. Flattery's nice. People like being flattered. But, like, there's a level you can go to where it's way past flattery. You're in a land of totally disrespecting people. And the fact that you think it's working only doubles down on the disrespect. That's where Amy Klobuchar lives. She lives in that space, the space, like, I remember Hillary at a Baptist church or something. I am no ways tired. That's how we felt. That's why we didn't like Hillary with the hot sauce. The hot sauce and the peppers. Hey, I like peppers. Peppers are great. Peppers are great. I love peppers. Amy Klobuchar in this clip epitomizes so many things about her we can't stand it. I can't stand. She meanders about nothing. There's nothing here, man. Nothing. She's like a bad stand-up comedian. Whole time she's up there talking, I'm waiting on Sandman Simmons from the Apollo to just come through. Or the new guy that was doing the tap dancing, just come in. Just come in and just yank her and just push her off stage. The only thing worse about Amy Klobuchar and having to listen to Amy Klobuchar is the fact that there are people who will literally vote for Amy Klobuchar. Like I said, they're the part of the electorate that don't need nothing. They also, I don't see how they can listen to her for 4 years. Like, that's a prison sentence. Seriously, that's a prison sentence to have to listen to Amy Klobuchar. So for anyone out there who's like, Tim just doesn't like her because she's little white lady. No, I like Jill Stein was a little white lady. I like Jill. You know, there's a lot of white ladies I liked, you know, that were politicians, you know. It's got to fight. It's got to fight. I think Amy Villalella is great, but Amy Klobuchar is not that Amy I like. I don't want that Amy. I want different Amy. This Amy's not a good Amy, okay? Not the Amy for me, right? So, Zephyr Teachout. I love Zephyr Teachout. Fighter. Susan Sarandon, gutsy, humanitarian. Like, it's not that. It has nothing to do with that. So please stop saying that. If Amy was a fighter for the people, I'd be a supporter. She is not. She's a fighter for the status quo. And she's stuck in a time machine. Get a time machine fixed. Come on, like, there are a lot of Latino people. You're still talking as if, like, Latinos like a new thing. Like, you need to pander, like, I with Melina. Like, Amy is 60 years old. She's talking about when she was... She's talking 30 years before Chips. I forget the guy's name. Escovedo, whatever. She's gone back a long time. She's talking about Ricky from Lucille Ball. Ricky Ricardo. She Jesus. I know it's crazy. All right, guys. All right. Enough ragging on her. Bernie said be nice. Don't be personal. Well, personally, she's offending me, Bernie. She offends me when she speaks this way. Okay? My father. She was about to go into that story. I saved you. You need to send money to the Timberlake show. You about to have to sit through her talk about her dad and the jar of money. Oh, God. Oh, and I had a jar. We had a jar. And my grandfather worked in the mines. And I don't come for money. My grandfather worked in the mines. And I take all the PAC money now, though. I take dark money all the time. Bernie's my friend, but I'll stab him in the back every chance I get because, I've worked with Bernie on stuff, and Bernie's a good guy, but I got to stab him in the back. Just got to get his ass because that's what I do. Ooh, and, it's what we do. Insert witty, unwitty, bad comment, bad joke. All right, guys. Thank you for watching the show tonight. Let me go. Remember, tomorrow we have the debates, so we will have a special show tomorrow. We usually don't have a Wednesday show, but we have a Wednesday show when there is a debate. And there is a debate. They love doing that to me, so there's no break. We're going to kick ass. We're going to be here tomorrow. So be here for that. After the debates, I'll be here with the debate breakdown. Be here for the debate breakdown, y'all. And spinning on the wheels of steel. What else I got for you? Find me on Facebook and Twitter at Real Tim Black. Find me on Instagram as Tim Black at Night. Don't forget to go Hear the Burn with me and Brianna Joy Gray. And also, what else? Super Chats. You guys got any Super Chats? You got anything you want me to read? Or, let me go check Super Chats now and see if there's some comments I need to read out to the rest of the world. I appreciate you guys. We got some people talking to me. We got Rev Marie. Oh, let me scroll up to the top. We got Mike Thompson, started it off. Thank you, Mike, for starting it off. We got Owen Johnson. I'm uploading videos of Rashida Tlaib and debt collection and student debt form in Detroit tonight. Okay, dope. Should be up tomorrow morning. She killed it. Okay, there you go. Debt. There we go. Student debt. I love this. Something else we need to fight back against. Something else that's part of the Bernie Sanders campaign. Reason why I support him. Anybody know a young person or a not so young person or any person who's still fighting student debt? Like, it's a real big thing, guys. Serious business. Alicia, just got my taxes back, Johnson. Thought give a little for the entertainment you provide. Thanks, Milk Dud Head. Well, hey, people call me Milk Dud Head for free, so you sent $10 to call me Milk Dud Head, I guess I have to take that, won't I? Milk Dud Head. Ben Raleigh, 300K or 60 billion equal 300K from 60 billion equal 0.5 of his net worth. Right. That's how it is, man. Somehow, yeah, I'm not impressed, right, with Bloomberg's donation to the DNC. He got even a better deal than Hillary got last time. Did Hillary buy the DNC in 2016? Tony DeMaio, maybe with Bloomberg in the debate, they'll discuss police. True. Very true. Oh, by the way, guys, I had an amazing interview today with Aaron Glantz. Aaron Glantz is an investigative reporter from the Reveal. Why I want to call it Reveal. He's got a book out called Home Wreckers, and it chronicles in details the financial breakdown and the collapse of the housing, the housing bust, okay? The mortgage bust of 2008. Guy was a wealth of information. Hopefully that will come out because we know Bloomberg talked about redlining, and of course you know who he had to blame for redlining or who he had to blame for the breakdown of Wall Street and the housing crisis. The blacks. Sort of like he's blaming black kids for, I don't know what he was doing in that clip from The View, but yeah. So Aaron was on the show. That's going to be out later in the week. Great conversation with Aaron about the real causation of the housing crisis in '08. Kip Winter, I support Wolfpack Pack. Thank you, Kip. I appreciate you. We got Matter Ray. Thanks for keeping it real, Johnson. Thank you for keeping it real as well. Thank you for becoming a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack, guys. Oh, and hey, they didn't attack BS, so they're attacking supporters. This is true. BS being Bernie Sanders, of course. They actually do both, Johnson. It's just now they're going after supporters. Expecting a lot of tricky and thieving, but I'm still feeling the burn. Exactly. Thank you, Jim. Rev Marie, Bernie Bros are the new basket of deplorables by the DNC and Hillary people working for other campaigns. It worked so well the first time. Yeah, it did work so well first time, didn't it? Oh, that's right, it didn't, did it, Rev? That's why Trump's in the White House. That's right. Good point. Bernard Johnson, how are the Dems supposed to fight Trump when they're offended by emojis? Yeah, oh, he put up a snake emoji. Oh, be still, my heart. Oh, I'm in so much pain. Someone called me a snake. Oh, my God. You need to stick around. You can see what real offense is. We make the best memes. If they were smart, they would let us loose against Trump. Kip says this Tim Black Attack Fund. The Tim Black Attack Fund. I love it. Thank you, Kip. Daily Dumb Show, thank you. Thank you, my brother. Elephants on Coke. Great show, Bernie, bro, Russian bot. Yeah. And Tay Ray 88. Thank you, Tay Ray 88. What did Tay Ray 88 say? Bloomberg is the poison, while Bernie is the cure to the Democratic Party. I love it, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for becoming members of the Tim Black Wolfpack. Thank you for my people on Patreon who support the show, my people on my Wolfpack members on Patreon, Facebook, and YouTube. You guys keep the show going because, as we know, there's no organization crazy enough to fund this show. Believe that. This is all member-funded by users who enjoy the content. So thank you so much. Viewer-supported content on this show only. I love you. I got support for you. I got your back. Thank you for having mine. I'll see you tomorrow as we decipher or break down the debates. All right, Johnson. Yeah. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.